Task number 10, example methodology, is part of the upload vulnerabilities module, which is part of the complete beginner path on TryHackMe. We've seen various different types of filter now, both client-side and server-side, as well as the general methodology for file upload attacks. In the next task, you're going to be given a black box file upload challenge to complete. So let's take the opportunity to discuss an example methodology for approaching this kind of challenge in a little more depth. You may develop your own alternative to this method. However, if you're new to this kind of attack, you may find the following information useful. We'll look at this as a step-by-step process. Let's say that we've been given a website to perform a security audit on. We have four steps that are recommended by TryHackMe. The first thing we would do is take a look at the website as a whole. Using browser extensions such as aforementioned Webalizer or by hand, we would look for indicators of what languages and frameworks the web application might have been built with. Be aware that Webalizer is not always 100% accurate and is not 100% free. A good start to enumerate this manually would be making a request to the website and intercepting the request with burp suite. Headers such as server or x powered by can be used to gain information about the server. We would also be looking for vectors of attack, like, for example, an upload page. Having found an upload page, we would then aim to inspect it further, looking at the source code for client-side scripts to determine if there are any client-side filters to bypass. Would be a good thing to start with, as this is completely in our control. Then we will attempt a completely innocent file upload. From here, we would look to see how our file is accessed. In other words, we can access it directly in an upload folder. It is embedded in a page somewhere. What's the naming scheme of the website? This is where tools such as GoBuster might come in if the location is not immediately obvious. This step is extremely important, as it not only improves our knowledge of the virtual landscape we're attacking, it's also giving us a baseline accepted file which we can base further testing on. An important GoBuster switch here is the X switch, which can be used to look for files in specific extensions. We know this by now. We tried and tested GoBuster. For example, if you add XPHP, so basically GoBuster will search for PHP files, the text files, and HTML files. Having a certain how and where our upload file can be accessed, we will then attempt a malicious file upload, bypassing any client-side filters we found in step number 2. We would expect our upload to be stopped by a server-side filter, but the error message that it gives us can be extremely useful in determining our next steps. Assuming that our malicious file upload have been stopped by the server, here are some ways to ascertain what kind of server-side filter may be in place. If you can successfully upload a file with a totally invalid file extension, that is testing image .invalid file extension, then the chances are that the server is using an extension blacklist to filter our executable files. If this upload fails, then any extension filter will be operating on a whitelist. Try re-uploading your originally accepted innocent file, but this time change the magic number of the file to be something that you would expect to be filtered. If the upload fails, then you know that the server is using a magic number based filter. As with the previous point, try to upload your innocent file but intercept the request with burp suite and change the MIME type of the upload to something that you would expect to be filtered. If the upload failed, then you know that the server is filtering based on MIME types. Enumerating file length filters in a case of uploading a small file, then uploading progressively bigger files until you hit the filter. At that point, you'll know that what the acceptable limit is. If you're very lucky, then the error message of original upload may outright tell what size limit is. Be aware that a small file length limit may prevent you from uploading the reverse shell we've been using so far. You should now be well equipped to take on the challenge in the task 11. Answer the questions below. Read the example methodology. Done.